Okay, back again. Hello YouTube. So I just wrapped up another video for pay structures and why I think it's important that our pay should keep up with, the current 2022 market, and our pay, going off of what we see here dollar wise, is still the same pay as it was back in the 70s and 80s. And why all of this isn't really going to matter in 10 years. So full electric vehicles are coming out more and more. So you have Tesla out there. They're paying their employees hourly salary to work on their vehicles. They are not flat rate. And if you think about what your average Tesla employee or electric vehicle employee works is, I used to do electric vehicles where I was at the dealer. For the most part, yeah, you're running across some strange issues as the cars are new. They run across weird relay issues or weird driveline issues, and you have to pull the whole driveline out, put a new one in, or battery cables and other various things. Those are the exception. For the most part, once the cars have been out for a little bit, we know what's wrong with the cars. So cars 2, 3, 4 years old, it becomes very well known what's going on with them. So even with Teslas, there aren't many moving parts on an electric vehicle. So as a mechanic, you're going to be working on, technician, you're going to be working on changing tires out, because the tires get a nail in them. They're on flat tires or tire noise, irregular suspension wear. So you might be doing a tie rod here or there, controlling bushings. The brakes, very rarely are you going to do brakes, I believe, moving forward. With the new, or with the current regen technology, brakes are going to be almost 100,000 miles maybe before brakes are even needed. I know Porsche came out with their coated rotor, which has this special coating on there. That rotor lasts 100,000 miles, and it's a steel rotor, so brakes are going to be something you're not really doing. And 10 years from now, it's not going to be, our industry won't be as high skilled or need as many high skills. Cooling systems still there, but now it'll be more like a heat pump system to kind of keep your car warm. I guess you can use a heat pump for that. AC systems will still be there, but for the most part, the driveline's really easy. Depending on how you have it set up, you can have one moving part, throw a transmission in there with two speeds, and making flat rate hours on these vehicles is going to be very difficult. So unless I know Tesla had issues with the door handles, so unless I'm doing 30 door handles a day, it's going to be very difficult to make hours. I know tires and alignments, depending on where you're at, they can pay very well. But tires tend to be loss leaders, so they typically have a low skilled employee or a low cost employee do the tires. And sometimes they even have an alignment technician. I've worked for shops that have that alignment technician, so you don't even do your own alignments. So assuming you're taking alignments and tires out of the table, then you have suspension work, tie rods here and there, bushings here or there. Once again, if you go polyurethane bushings from the factory, not really going to be doing bushings as much. I know that BMW likes to use a lot of incorporated ball joints, so less bushings there. Shocks and struts, occasional radio malfunction. So 10, 15 years from now, I think there's going to be a very drastic change in our industry, and the time of these big toolboxes is behind us. Just because you won't even need a small roll cart, one of those little 200-piece tool kits from Craftsman. Probably all you need to ever work on those cars. So I think interior issues are going to be much more prevalent with these silent drivetrains. Wind noise, maybe water leaks are going to be water leaks. You have a frameless door, you're going to have a water leak. But yeah, so my prediction is 10 to 15 years. I think the majority we already have a shortage now. The shortage of our technicians are going to get worse just because the pay, once again, doesn't really reflect 2022. And then once everything goes full electric, there really isn't going to be a much need for all of us to be the same level of skill that we are now. I know currently we have gasoline technicians, diesel technicians, high voltage techs, So once everything goes high voltage, it's going to be a much more streamlined process, even for repairing vehicles. You're still going to have your safety systems, your airbags and whatnot, but I can count on one hand how many times I've had to do an airbag, module or mess with an airbag system. I know there are fiber optic airbag systems out there. BMW still uses one, used to use one, Bite Flight. There's fiber optic Ethernet systems in vehicles now. I know BMW likes to use those. Other manufacturers like to as well. So, but those systems are inherently reliable. They last a long time. So, I don't know. Once again, just more rambling thoughts because I still have no work on this lovely Monday morning. I'm just going to spam videos. I don't know. Hello. Goodbye.